Oceans of Blue is what I've titled this talk, where I'm going to be talking about the blue light hotspot within all of our oceans, lakes, ponds, streams, rivers, um, even from the mountaintops of the ice crystals of snow and icebergs that are miles and miles thick. All of it is radiating these blue frequencies of light codes that are reflecting up into our atmosphere and then coming all the way back down today. Coming back down to the surface again. And so my name is Nancy Rebecca. I've been talking about the blue light since 2017. And so there's a lot of information about that. But every so often, I'll start to see where the blue is showing up in the world. And what's going on in our world right now is a lot of turmoil. And that's true. There's a lot of turmoil. People are really uncertain and confused and distraught. Some people are happy and hopeful and know that we are expanding into more of this blue light of truth, dissolving illusions and enhancing the justice in our world through the blue light. Many are starting to work with blue light codes and the frequency of codes and the images of codes, working with sacred geometry that's adding stability to the world. But water is an enormous part of this because water is a living, kind of breathing, ascended soul and an expression of light, and it's full of light codes. It's full of wisdom. It's full of knowledge. So a few days ago, I have all my notes. So a few days ago, I began to see the images of the waters. And we're right now here in the United States, really in this kind of rocky waters, storm waters that are really shaking everyone up. And even recently, there's been these floods and things around the world. So a few days ago, I began to see an image of the waters in the world glowing an iridescent blue, very much like those bioluminescent lights, which I didn't know it was algae. I thought it was like little critters. I learn something new all the time. Bioluminescent blue that lights up when you swirl the water around, caused by algae bloom sparkles. Light codes appear like this in the air around us. As I'm witness to the blue glow in the waters, I happen to see it was almost like I'm looking up at the sky. And like if you would see clouds and the clouds are lit up maybe by the sun setting or the sun rising, maybe it gets that orange golden hue along the bottom. Well, what I'm seeing is happening now and will continue to kind of rotate through in these swirls. I'm seeing these swirls in the air, swirls in the water, these kind of ever-changing light codes that are being released into the air. Just waiting to be seen, waiting to be recognized, and waiting to communicate with us. So, but in this particular situation, I saw the blue that was up on the bottom of the clouds. And then what I was shown by the star people, the Syrian people that I communicate with, was that there's all this blue luminescent in the waters, and water communicates with all of us, whether we're drinking in it and bathing in it, whether it's connecting one country to another country with an ocean in between, like the Atlantic Ocean. All of the waters are communicating to us as we are moving into Aquarius. And by the time you hear this, we may have already done so. And so it is this glow where its reflective glow goes above into the clouds as this reflective light. And then I'm told that the blue sparkles in the water really help activate the light codes filled in the air that communicate to the whole world. When the reflection is in the higher atmosphere, the blue represents higher wisdom and knowledge coming from the cosmos as well. The light codes are coming from the water. They're carried into the atmosphere. They build up the clouds, and then it rains down upon the earth in these blue light codes that is carried in the water. And this was the thing that the star people were explaining to me, was that when you live near the water's edge, you are influenced by these high frequencies of communication. But there are other places that are located in the world that there's no water nearby, and especially in areas of the desert, it may be really difficult to get water, the aquifers that are deep under the earth. And so what they're saying is that these light codes are now being carried through the rain, and then it's just saturating all of the land masses in the whole world. So I think I just said that. Water being carried up in the atmosphere, moisture picked up, held in the clouds, creating rain, and it comes back down. Now, there's a lot coming up around the planet Neptune, and I'm not an astrologer or an astronomer, but I can feel and sense frequencies. And it's almost like Neptune, the planet Neptune, is really influencing us. I have this sense about Neptune with the chest, puffed up and out, and like just trying to, force this movement onto us. So I wanted to go look up Neptune and to find out what the influences are to humanity from Neptune. And so let me just share a little bit that came up that really matched a lot with what I was getting around the frequency. So Neptune is known as the mystic. Now, one of the things has been shared with me by the star people are mystical magic and miracles. Mystical magic and miracles. And even so, talking about the blue star of miracles is really going to start influencing us in the next few months. So Neptune is the mystic. It dissolves the boundaries of separateness. It is kind of this influencer of an uplifter of creativity, of the arts, aesthetics, music, art, films, dance, photography, dissolving the grittiness of the world. So it's like, all right, so then that's why I'm really feeling this strong influence of Neptune. There's also a strong influence not only from Neptune with its trident. So that trident is that three-pronged, I don't know what it is. It's like a pitchfork with three prongs. But also we're being influenced by the whales, dolphins, the octopus, and the mer people as well. Now, it used to be kind of a joke way back when, because both my kids know I've been a big fan of mermaids. And so they were always threatening they would make bets and say, all right, well, if I win this bet, you have to get a mermaid tattoo. And if you win, I get one. And so we've always kind of joked that way. But now here we are in this phase of the mystical, the magical awakening of different dimensional realms. The mer people are not sounding as silly as it did for me 20 years ago and believing in it. And we've seen movies and we've read stories about the octopus and how highly intelligent it is, as well as the whales and the dolphins. So the planet Neptune is making a very strong influence on this earthly plane as we speak right now. So Neptune represents the universal oceans of oneness with all beings. So as you know, Pluto's in this transition out of Capricorn. We're starting to feel the effects of as it moves into Aquarius, which is known as the water bearer, even though it's an air sign. So Neptune is a god. It's a planet, but it's also known as a god, I think, in Greek mythology. But it represents universal oceans of oneness with all beings, highly compassionate, idealistic, and imaginative. But it can also represent an unrealistic side of our dreams and desires, a utopian world of spiritualism. And I was really getting a sense of that, where people are really looking for a real spiritual perspective, a spiritual perspective, a spiritualism that fits within the human construct of humanity and what's happening in the world. Like, not up there on some throne, but down here in the reality with people. And this really fits with this Aquarian age. So even in the spiritualism, we are moving from a hierarchical state to what I kind of call this horizontal state, where spiritualism is available for everyone, the good, the bad, the ugly. And many of you who follow me, you've heard me say this, that the star beings have said, if it's raining and you're standing out in the street, everybody gets wet. No matter what your beliefs are, no matter what your culture is, no matter if you're a good person or you're a bad person, or you're mean or you're cruel or you're joyous and in service to all, you are rained on equally. You get equally wet. And so this is what the blue star beings have been saying, that as the star frequency comes in, everyone is touched by this frequency that is the enhancer of truth, the dissolver of illusions, and bringing justice to the surface. So during this time of change, it's like, who wants to be realistic, right? That's where we are right now. It's like, I don't want to be realistic. I want to believe that there are star people that are helping to uplift us. I want to believe that the angels will intervene. I want to believe that the God of my heart, is going to make sure that we land on the right side of the law, And this is the thing. Everybody has their perspective of spiritualism. So what Neptune is showing is the opposite side, where you can spend a lot of time distracted by your dreams of a better world of peace and love, and rather than maybe what the reality is that we're going through today. So Neptune, the god of the sea, can be known as very violent and has a very bad temper, and that it stirs up the waters with storms and earthquakes. And so it's kind of like that trident, he slams it on the ground and then lightnings all around. But underneath the bluster, Neptune can have a deep compassion, although many will never see that side of Neptune. And so it's always like, there's a part of us on the outside that we want to feel that on the inside, and how we feel on the inside, we want it to match with what's on the outside. But Neptune is quite a powerhouse of change. And so, God of the sea, underneath, compassionate. But here's the thing, and this is the thing about Neptune. Neptune can take that trident and stir the pot, and the pot's really getting stirred right now. It takes that trident and just whirls, whirls, whirls until it's just this churning storm of waters that's just tossing us all around, to where we might feel like we're going to drown. But here is the thing that I'm being shown about all the blue light in the waters right now, is underneath the surface of the turmoil are the beautiful whales and the dolphins and the octopus and the mer people and the starfish. And there's a lot of high level intellect. And if you are into cultures from other planets, there's a lot that's being talked about where they see like UFOs, UAPs going under the surface of the water, and that they stay underneath there or they're coming up out of the water. So there's this sense like deep in the ocean or higher beings of intelligence. So who knows? But the whale songs, the information that's coming through, it's time to listen to the sounds of the whales to calm our nervous system. So when I was asking Spirit, it was like, so how do whale songs influence the human psyche and the human body? So the notes I was making, it's about the sound of the whales, particularly their lower frequencies and vocalizations can profoundly impact human healing on both the physical and the psychological level. And for some of you, you may not be able to actually hear those lower tones, but you are feeling a sense of relaxing and your heart is opening. Whale songs resonate at a frequency that fall within the range of infrasonic and sonic sound waves, which can interact with the human body's own human energy field and cellular vibrational frequencies. So how does it assist us? And before I kind of jump in there, I have a little story to share. Because, we had heard I had heard when I was a kid, that whales and dolphins, that they have high intelligence and that they are mammals and that they can birth babies. They don't lay eggs, and their child, their infant, a whale or dolphin, also nurses, gets milk from the whale. And it's quite interesting if you want to look that up, where the mother will kind of release this ball of thick liquid milk, and then the baby swims through and absorbs it that way. So it's quite interesting. So anyway, I'd heard they were very high intelligence, and people talk about swimming with the dolphins. So now I lived in Hawaii for a year, and I went to swim quite a bit, almost every day. And there was this pod of dolphins that came in quite often. So I was a little bit afraid to be around dolphins because they're big, when you're in the water with them, they're big. But I was trying to get more comfortable with swimming in big water. So I had my fins on and I had my little snorkel, but I had this little floaty kind of boogie board sort of thing that I could connect to my ankle. And if I got tired, I could hang on to it. So I'd kind of swim along in the water and have my little boogie board next to me. And I became a strong swimmer. But here's the part I wanted you to know. So we went to this place. It was off the Big Island, and you step down off the lava, and you immediately jump into, it's about 12 feet deep of water. And the moment I got into the water and Yvonne got into the water, we could clearly see that there was so much churning. We'll talk about Neptune. Churning up of the water that we couldn't see but maybe 6 inches in front of us. Now that's kind of frightening. Yvonne's a great swimmer, so I just kind of would stick if I could see her, and I would just gently move along, and I would kind of keep my arms out in case I want to make sure I wasn't going to hit a rock. Well, there was this moment, I was probably swimming about 20 minutes, and suddenly my heart chakra, now it's only happened once like this in my lifetime. It's never happened like this again. My heart chakra flew open, and it felt like it was this open. My body flooded with this incredible love. I was overtaken by love. Now, and the water is cloudy. I can't see but 6 inches in front of me. And next thing you know, this dolphin comes out of the cloudiness and is almost nose to nose with me and looking right at me. It was so powerful. It was so beautiful. So what I learned was, if I had, let's say that the water was clear and I saw the dolphin coming, I would have been excited, and maybe I would have thought, I love dolphins, right? And my heart would have reacted. I might have felt a little fear if it was swimming towards me. So I was caught off guard. But what I realized was they have these enormous hearts, and their heart activated my heart, and they're very loving, and their love impacted my love, and their desire to connect with humans in a community unified consciousness way is very, very high. So you don't have to ever be in a place in an ocean to be around dolphins for you to benefit from the dolphin world. All right. So the first thing you want to do, number one, what the whale sounds, so you can get the little ear pods in or the headphones, find on YouTube. You can find whale sounds that are, it's like 6 hours long. So you can just put it on and just go to bed. Deep breath, it provides deep relaxation, stress relief. And what the blue star beings are saying right now, it's going to really help us right now during this big time of change that we're going through. Whale sounds are known for their soothing rhythmic quality, which can promote relaxation by inducing the brain to enter lower frequency brainwave states like alpha or theta, very deep meditative states, associated with deep relaxation and a sense of tranquility. The heart rate and your respiratory regulation. Listening to whale songs can help slow down your heart and stabilize your breathing patterns. There's a gentle regulation that will support your parasympathetic nervous system, activating your body's rest and digest response, which counteraffects chronic stress and anxiety. So try it. Try to listen to the whale music. The other thing that whale sounds do is it resonates and it offers a cellular healing, producing that infrasonic sound. You can do more research on that. Frequencies below human hearing, that's what I remembered, that resonate with bodily tissues and even your bones. These infrasonic frequencies can penetrate the body, helping circulation, helping the cells detoxify, and even cellular regeneration by fostering supportive, resonant environment for cellular health, creating an environment. The emotional, psychological healing, mental health is a big thing right now, right? So listening to real recorded whale songs really produce a meditative state, encouraging deep reflection, emotional releases, and a sense providing you with inner peace. For some, listening to whale songs evokes feelings of connection to nature and the larger world, which can alleviate feelings of isolation, loneliness, helps you to process old pain and old traumas. But here's the thing. Whales, dolphins, mer-people, octopus, historically, amongst the ancient teachings, it is told that these whales and dolphins and octopus and mermaids came from another planet in our galaxy. There are many, many cultures that know that their ancestors came from the stars, but they also believe that the whales and the dolphins and octopus and mermaids are our ancestors. And when you hear the whale song, it helps you tap into your ancient wisdom and a large form of universal consciousness, helping to connect you to your own ancestral cosmic memory. And it can help activate the subconscious, what's hidden underneath the deep ocean, right? And bringing it to the surface, evoking an innate sense of comfort and belonging that helps foster emotional healing at a deep level. So whales create a natural sound bath for you. So first of all, know the waters are sacred. Know the waters are a spiritual, high, intelligent, spiritual being. Waters carry potent light codes that are multidimensional expressions of light. that Neptune churns the waters and enhances creativity and expression of creative light. And then underneath the waters, we have all that love and support. So I highly recommend that you right away go to YouTube or maybe another streaming platform. Look up natural whale sounds, not the type that are created by an electronic device. And just let yourself tap in for 30 minutes and notice how you noticed before and notice how you notice afterwards. And continue to make it a part of your reality as we're going through this great time of change together, remembering we are always stronger together than we ever have been apart. Let's connect with our ancient ancestors of the waters. All right, everyone, take care.